They're watching you. Good luck.
There's something deep in the human psyche that has us entertained by dystopian futures. Whether you're talking about nuclear apocalypse, whether you're talking about asteroids hitting, AIs taking over, or just some type of dark future, we are constantly entertained by those types of horrific futures. Sometimes they're caused by us, sometimes they're not. Class of '09 looks at the not too distant future of American law enforcement and has a similar outlook. While not altogether unique, it is relevant to the current zeitgeist of American society. Could we give up some of our privacy for perceived security? Will we give it to an agency that's sworn to protect? What about if they could keep it impartial with AI? How dangerous is AI? These are all perfectly relevant questions that we have in the back of our consciousness now. As for me, I'm a fan of dystopian series. FBI series and dramas are usually kind of within my wheelhouse as well. And I'm definitely a fan of AI taking over humanity types of stories. Therefore, the perspective I'm going to give in this review is of the main target audience, the main character, if you will. I'm all about this type of stuff. But I will go ahead and actually call out some things for the casual viewer as well. You see, I watched the first 2 episodes of new streaming content to see if it's worth your time. If that sounds intriguing to you, do me a favor, click like, share, subscribe. And now, let's get on to the review. Class of '09 premiered on FX in May of 2023. It is available on Hulu as well, and there are 8 episodes in the first season, each about 50 minutes apiece. This is classified as a crime, drama, or thriller, if you will. Now let me give you the storyline so you can have a better idea of how to size this up. A group of FBI agents who graduated from Quantico in 2009 and are reunited following the death of a mutual friend. Spanning 3 decades and told across 3 interweaving timelines, the series examines the nature of justice, humanity, and the choices we make that ultimately define our lives and our legacy. As you can tell, this is an intricate story. In thinking about what previous content can give you a better idea of this series' direction, I'm reminded of the movie Feds with Rebecca De Mornay and Mary Gross, the 2015 series Quantico starring Priyanka Chopra, and book, movie, TV franchise that is Minority Report. Class of '09 has the DNA of multiple concepts of these media flowing through it. Now, as a main target audience, I'm looking for intrigue. I want there to be questions at the very beginning of the series, and I need answers. There has to be a continuous breadcrumbs to lead me down the path, or I'll just quit because I need answers and I need everything to go and actually make sense. I should be able to follow along with the story. I have at least one character that I also have to like and one to question or dislike. There has to be that nagging aspect of who to like, who to distrust. If there's action, that's also a plus. Now for casuals, it's a very similar formula, but they're going to wait even less time for answers. And some things need to progress in order for them to stay tuned in. For example, casuals are not going to, maybe the evidence or the proof has to go and actually be a little bit more evident than maybe it would be for a main target audience. However, some action or personal drama can also pass the time until the answers are revealed. So if you go ahead and actually make it entertaining while you're trying to get to those clues, you could probably keep a casual person engaged as well. In the first episode, they hit you with the intrigue. As we're shown future tech, we're shown possible conspiracies, and we're shown that there's a resistance to the future and the way that it's being propagated. Now, I'm not always a fan of time shifts in telling a story. I figure if you have a good enough story, you should be able to tell it from the beginning in chronological order. And I also feel that in TV series, they run the risk of painting themselves in a corner by having a determined future. If you think of like The Flash or How I Met Your Mother, those are series that we know what the future outcome is, so to speak, and now the rest of the story has to exist within that and it has to get to that predetermined future. Now, if the purpose is just to have the series in a limited run, then you're good. But if it's asked to go longer than the initial season, the show creators better have it all set up and have it mapped out. Now, in this series, we're shown that justice looks vastly different in the future than it does now, and it's thanks to AI and a very dogmatic agency. The premise is solid. The only doubt a main character should have is if this will be storyboarded correctly. Casuals will likely be okay with the premise as well, but may find the time shifts a bit unnecessary. The acting is about on par for a network series. Now, I very much like Brian Tyree Henry as Teo Michaels. His character is the big question in the series. He's set up to play double duty as time shifts are likely to show him going from protagonist to antagonist within the years within the story. He is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, and that's always fun. He's just a step ahead of everybody else. Sepadia Mafi as Our Nazari seems like she's going to be a good character as well, but she gets very little screen time in the first 2 episodes. No one else really stands out, either in a good or bad way. Mains are going to be fine with this. It would help to like the setup of Kate Mara as the good guy in this, but I don't think this is her best performance. She's not bad, she's just not great. The acting will be okay for both mains and casuals for this series. There are a couple action sequences that are good, not great, but they work and have moments of tension. There are also some personal relationships that are put into place, but they kind of seem forced, as if someone wrote them in to draw in casual viewers. Crazy thing is, it's too predictable and isn't natural. At least they could play it cool for the first few episodes, hint at it, but don't go all in the first couple episodes. In the end, I think the few personal relationships are not intriguing for mains or casuals. Some other things to consider for this series. It will be intriguing to see what tech has been implemented and how. The evolution of Brian Tyree Henry's Teo Michaels will likely be a fascinating watch. Also, anyone that has thoughts about freedoms and or laws surrounding that will likely find this series appealing. So here is my verdict for this series. For mains, I'm going to say watch the first 2 episodes. The story and premise is good. The storytelling is okay. The acting is decent. What you're really tuning in for as a main is this possible in reality? How can this be done in the real world? This series is resting on us to be curious about a very real possibility in a not so distant future. For casuals, I'm going to say watch 1 episode. There's entertainment value in watching 1 episode. While there aren't a whole lot of new or exciting things going on in the action or drama, the premise will look good for you just like it will be for the mains. You just have to watch to see if the story and the acting are your cup of tea to continue to watch. So again, for mains, watch the first 2 episodes. For casuals, watch 1 episode. And that's what I have for Class of '09, now on FX and streaming on Hulu. Check it out.
No matter how hard we try, we always reveal ourselves.
You stayed for the entire time. I appreciate you. Do me a favor, click like, share, subscribe if you like anything in this review. If you didn't like it, leave a comment. Otherwise, you can go and actually check out one of the other videos here that the algorithm seems to think that you would like. But until the next time, I'll holler at you. Take care of yourself.